Alright, gonna check out this Rock Island XTM22 today. This is a basically, I mean, as far as I can tell, it looks like a 1911, but it's chambered in 22 Magnum by Rock Island there. You can see the barrel and slide's a little different. I'll go over that in a second. These grips are actually rubberized. You still got your grip safety just like 1911. Skeletized trigger there. Really like the sights on this guy. There's your sight picture there. Real pretty, I don't know if you can tell, but pretty steady in the hands there. I'm holding this with, wish I could get a focus on that. Not the hand I shoot with, and there's 25 yards on a half scale silhouette. I'd be more steady with holding it with the correct hand and with both hands, but so real nice and steady in the hands there. I want to thank my buddy John at Boomstick Revenge for providing the pistol today, the range, and also the ammo for the review today. He brought this out and said he wanted me to check it out. Apparently he'd been having a lot of issues with it cycling properly, and it's not been cycling properly. I guess he had it back to them twice, he said, and we put a mag of this through it so far, and so far today it worked, shooting the Hornady XTP. And then he wants me to also try this Remington here, so fingers crossed she's going to run for us today. So 14 round magazine, I believe, steel mag. Let's see if it drops free. No, it's might just been depending on how hard I press this button here. Yeah, it sticks a little bit. So, oh yeah, I had to pull it out. So the mag does not drop free there. It's got this weird little barrel system. Good night. Oh, yeah. All right, so it doesn't hold open on the last shot, but I should be able to lock it open here with the slide lock. There we go. So yeah, this is actually a barrel sleeve, and the barrel is attached to this doodad here that goes inside of this barrel sleeve, and as you can see there, it moves. So that's neat. Not sure on the correct terminology of that, but that's definitely an interesting design there. I'm sure there's some purpose for that, but you know, I would think maybe so it would cycle and run more reliably. But again, as I said, apparently he's had this sent back to them twice now because it's just not running well. But like I said, we ran one mag of these so far off camera, and so far so good, so we'll see. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty much just very 1911-y, other than that weird barrel contraption there, and 22 mag. And then obviously I already showed you guys the sights, but you got your fiber optic front there, and then just a blacked out rear. And yeah, you can adjust these, just like a little brass punch there. Slide, you can adjust for windage. Trying to see, I think that's about it. Pretty basic other than that. So let's see how she shoots. If this freaking wind will stop blowing. I keep setting up my target there and it keeps blowing it out of its brackets there, so I'm trying to get that up long enough at 10 yards there to see what we can do with it, see where point of impact is. All right, got 4 of those Hornadies on top, and then 4 of the Remington. I'll go top Hornady, bottom with the Remington. Just not going for accuracy right now, just point at aim, see where it's hitting. still a piece of crap.
Is that the Hornady or is that the Remington?
It did it with both, but right now I'm on Remington. Every single one with the Remington. All right, I'm not entirely sure what's causing it, but basically what's happening is it's not ejecting the case. So there's our empty right there. On that last shot, it just didn't eject it. You can see it's empty, okay? Extractor coil is still on it. So that would make me think it just doesn't have enough recoil, I guess, to come back all the way. Slide is a little stiff. Yeah, just popped her out there, so. And, you know, these Hornadies are made for handguns, whereas this is, you know, rifle ammunition. So I think that's probably the issue. That's why it's running better with the Hornady 2. Like I said, we got a full mag through this earlier and it ran fine. It just coughed up on one on me there, but the Remington's doing every single one. And then what occurs when there's more rounds in the mag, come on, there we go. It'll be sitting like that, and then the next round's trying to feed up. So, and it gets stuck on the bottom of it, about that orientation right there. So the only thing I can think, it doesn't come back far enough to shoot it out. The next round tries to load while this is pretty far back here, but not quite all the way back. And then in traveling forward with the new round, it just kind of pushes this back in until that next round gets pinned under it. I'll try to actually get that and show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm sure since it was doing it every time with the Remington, I could probably just get it to do it real quick here with those. So, knowing my luck, I'd only put 2 in there and it wouldn't do it on the first shot, so I'll go ahead and put 3 in here. And I got a death grip on it too, so it's not limp wristing or anything like that. Not that that's a problem for me. I shoot for a living, so, but I still get those comments, y'all are stupid. The ones who say that anyways. Not my normal guys, so. All right, let's just blast one off into the horizon there. Okay. And that's what I was talking about. So this one's further in. Usually they were back a little bit there, and then it's like trying to feed up under the bottom of the rim, but that one's all the way in. So yeah, it's not chucking it out, and then the next round comes up and gets stuck on it. But like I said, what I was seeing up there was a little further back, and the nose of the bullet was under it, but this one particularly, for some reason, shoved that empty all the way back in there. So personally, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's just not fully cycling the slide back. So I think that's why it's running the Hornady better, because, you know, it's got a different burn rate, got different powder in there, so it's trying to get better velocities out of these short pistol barrels. So I think that's why it's running better with this. I think that's the issue. All right, I got the Hornady back in, and we go down to this 25-yard half-scale silhouette, and then I got some other steel out here I'll go for. I don't get it. It ran that first mag great. Now it doesn't want to run. All right, now I can show you guys. This is what the last 2 just did to me. See how it's like under that, and that's your spent. That thing's probably gonna slam on my finger, but that's the empty right there. It just tries to go back in the barrel. It doesn't eject it, and the other one gets caught under it. That's what the last 2 did to me there. Yeah. And you can see here it ejects them just fine, so that's why I'm saying it must not be traveling fully rearward, because it ejects them great. So there's no real point in going up there and trying anything rapid or nothing like that. So just try target shooting with it. I'm gonna go for that half scale silhouette right there, 75 yards. Well, it's accurate. That's 2 hits in a row, 75, and then it jammed on me again. So yeah, I don't know if that's a common problem with these. I've never even watched a review video on one of these before. Like I said, I didn't really know anything about them. John just brought it out and told me to try it out. Of course, with the caveat that he was having issues with it, just like what we're having there, and he's sent it back twice already, and it's still not running right. Decent trigger. I think it's a little heavy. I got an empty brass in there for this. So you got some take up there. And then it's a little heavy before the break, but it's crisp. So we'll pull through now. Ah, hang on. Went off before I meant to. It's actually not that heavy. I think it's how I'm wrapping my finger around it when I'm actually shooting it. Yeah, it's because I noticed that my finger goes pretty far through. See how it's sticking out clear out there? So a lot of times I kept wanting to like bring it back, but then it felt uncomfortable for me to have my finger like all the way out here so that my fingertips on it. So I just went ahead and went through like that. But going through like that, it's because my fingers, I don't know, it's like hooking me right there, and it's making the trigger feel heavier than it is. So when I'm actually shooting it like that, I don't know, 4 or 5 pounds, but the actual weight of it, if you get your fingertip on it like you're supposed to, it's real light. It's like a 3 pound, 3.5 pound trigger, so it actually has a really freaking nice trigger on it. And then it's glass smooth too. This slide, man, it's so smooth even when chambering around. Ow, pinched my finger. Yeah, it's super smooth. Feels real nice. It's just a shame that it doesn't run. So like the build quality on this thing feels real good, real sturdy. You know, this seems pretty decently tight tolerance. Slides like freaking glass. It's got a real good trigger on it. I like the sights. It's just a shame it doesn't run. Like I said, I don't know if it's commonplace for all these. Never watched a review video on them, but other than the fact that this one at least is refusing to run for us, and he's sent it back like twice now. Other than that, if it ran right, it's actually a really nice gun. And accurate too, as you just saw out there. First 2 shots, first 2 tries, 75 yards, no problem. I have no doubt that this would be accurate out to 100 yards. So it's really got a lot going for it, if only it would be reliable. That'll do it for this one. If you guys have one of these, please comment down below. Let me know your experience with yours, whether you had issues like this or not, especially if you guys know of any remedies, anything like that. Again, my best guess is that maybe the slide isn't fully cycling. I really don't know why the first mag off camera it ran every single one with no problem. And we're like, hey, it works now. And then as soon as I hit record, now it's just messing up. Even on those Hornady's, like what, every 2 or 3 shots. So I don't know if you sat there and racked it like 5,000 times to weaken that spring some and leave it stored with the slide back like this to try and shorten the spring a little bit over time too, if that would help or not. But that's my only guess. If you guys want to get yourself any products you see me using in videos, like my shooting bag there, earmuffs, safety glasses, target stand, targets, steel targets, and more, links in the description for all of that. Thanks for stopping by, checking this one out, and I hope to catch you on the next one.